All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Huge Sack Podcast. I got all four of us here this week. Gabe actually was able to make it this time, so I'm going to have everybody say hi. Gabe, go ahead and say hi.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
That is phenomenal. The audio is working. Lance, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Better than my Broncos, I'd say.
And Luke, what's the scoop?
Feeling pretty fly for a white guy.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick rundown of some of the stuff that happened in Week 3 of the NFL, and then we're gonna swing over to our picks and go from there. So right away, we're gonna start off the bat with some of our own personal teams. I think I'm gonna have Lance go first with this one. Can you explain how that felt or what you were going through?
Ah, yeah, so many emotions of how I was feeling during that. How I'll just start this off is I'll just say that after the first 2 weeks, I saw something like this coming. I knew that the Broncos were going to get killed because they couldn't stop the pass against Jimmy Garoppolo and Sam Howell. So how the hell were they going to contain Tua and Tyreek? But my God, 70 freaking points. That was the most since 1966. That defense was so putrid and just putrid, disgusting, disappointment. They were such a disappointment on Sunday. Denver Broncos could not stop the run to save their lives, which the run defense looked pretty good in the first 2 weeks. So I don't know what happened there, but the Dolphins were just playing Madden. That's what happened Sunday. Dolphins were playing Madden on rookie mode. That's how Denver played. Offense, I mean, they looked like the offense was in the first 2 weeks. Still no second half touchdowns, so that's still a problem. But then, I mean, just fumbles in the worst times possible. They had one job. Like all week, they should have been preparing for stopping Tyreek Hill, and he gets a touchdown within the first 2 minutes of the game. So I don't know what the Broncos are doing defensively to scheme for teams. I don't know what they're doing offensively. I mean, they're moving the ball, but second half, are they not making any adjustments? This has just all come to a head that this Broncos team is so pathetic, and they have to win next week. They're playing the Bears. The Bears are probably more disappointing than the Broncos at this point. They didn't give up 60 or they didn't give up 70 to the Chiefs, but the Broncos or the Bears front office is in shambles. Denver has to win next week.
Absolutely.
That's all I got.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah, all right. Well, you heard it. That's what's going on in Denver. Uh, I'm going to have Gabe go next here because we got one winner at the end, and it's Luke. So, Gabe, tell us what happened with our Vikings this week.
Uh, yeah, I mean it's just the same story as the first two games. They come out. I mean, Kirk's been playing phenomenal all year. Jefferson's looking great, but they're just not executing like they should be. I mean, I think there were three times, twice they're third and goal, and then a sixth and goal, and I think all of that amounted to 3 points only.
That's correct.
Um, and I'm kind of wondering if it's coming down to some play calling, because how can you be in the red zone that often and just not execute? The other thing I was pretty disappointed with them by was just Kirk Cousins and all the confusion that happened within the last 30 seconds of the game. They got the first down, and it was like nobody knew what to do.
It was it was
Um,
legit 25 seconds of doing nothing. 37 seconds down to 12 seconds.
Yeah, and then Kirk says, "Oh, I couldn't hear what coach was saying in the headset, and the fans were so loud." But like he's what 35 years old. He's been in this league how long, and he's
Just
got to have the wherewithal. The whole team has to have the wherewithal to know
just
we
clock the
need to
ball.
get down and spike this ball.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. There was a lot of confusion at the end there. Some things I want to talk about here is I think that a lot of this game had to come down to individual, like just single plays. There was a couple single plays that you could point to individually, and you could say that they would have changed the outcome of the game. One of the first ones right off the rip when T.J. Hawkinson, who also I have to say this was probably the worst game from T.J. Hawkinson that I have seen as a Viking. As a Viking, I do not think that he played good in this game one bit. They stripped the ball right out of his hands, right off the rip. We had a good drive going. Another thing I want to bring up about this quick is Alexander Madison played very good. If you compare him to his first 2 weeks, I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy with the start of the game. We were just pounding the ball down the field, and then Hawkinson lets it go. Typical.
Yeah, Madison played great. I mean, he was kind of in the hot seat there after the first 2 weeks, and really I think that came down to just not getting any opportunities. And the opportunities behind, that he did have were behind pretty much a backup offensive line. I think he's a solid back. I think he proved that, multiple times last year when he was starting. Cook was out. So I think he's a solid back and obviously pass first offense. So I think they'll not have many issues with him going forward.
But yeah,
the other thing I'd like to see are just some adjustments on defense. I mean, we let up 400 passing yards, over 200 to one single receiver, which is just absurd. And
run defense
we
seemed to be okay.
Yeah, it did. That was solid. I think we blitzed 83% of the time or something like that. And
that's how the defensive coordinator likes to play.
Yeah, definitely. But what do we get? Like a couple sacks?
I think it just comes down to lack of experience up there. I think we have some young guys, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lack of chemistry,
I just
maybe,
think that
is a better term.
lack of chemistry, but I think when you're letting them pass all over the field like that, you just have to make some play calling adjustments.
I agree with you. I think play calling.
Hopefully, we can see some more of that going forward.
Yep, I think play calling is a big part of that, and like you said, Kirk is doing fine. He's throwing the ball for 370 yards. Jefferson's had 150 in all 3 games that he's played. Actually, I think he had 149, but we're gonna round up. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Vikings. I think we strolled over that pretty good. I think we got everything talked about we wanted to, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump over to the only person in this room that got a win this weekend. Luke, tell us what happened in that game because it didn't look like they were going to win.
Let's be honest here. My team is the only ones with wins in general.
I was just going to say that too.
Yeah.
Not let alone this year.
Yep.
Living in Minnesota here, I have to deal with watching the Vikings game. I don't get to watch the Packers as often as I would like. It is what it is. But, I'm not happy that it went down 17-0 for the first 3 quarters. When I'm getting updates from a different friend that is able to watch the Packers, it sounds like they're trying to do a little bit more with Jordan Love, which I like, instead of all of these short throws that it seems like a lot of new quarterbacks tend to do. I am happy that they were able to score 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to come back for the win. I will admit that they were lucky with the missed field goal this week, but I'm overall happy with the Packers' performance. Um, it they're doing better than I expected with essentially a brand new quarterback, and that I'm I still don't know if Love is going to necessarily be the next Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers, but it's definitely trending upwards, which is a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Something I do want to bring up quick is I would like to throw out a question for y'all. Uh, if Derek Carr doesn't go out, do the Packers win this game?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I just don't.
Yeah, I suppose I'd have to agree.
It's just I can't imagine that that didn't have something to do with it, right?
No, and I can agree with that. I'm not a big Derek Carr fan, but he is still a starting NFL quarterback. So having him taken out and a backup put in is definitely part of the reason that the Saints couldn't score any more points.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if they had, the Packers wouldn't have been able to make the comeback.
Okay. Yeah, no, and I have one more thing. I want to bounce off what you said. Jordan Love. I think what is benefiting them right now is that they are trying to build chemistry between him and everyone else, correct? You have.
And I can agree with that, and I think that's helping a lot. And I think it helps. I feel like I brought this up maybe just in a personal conversation or maybe in a different week here on the podcast that I think it is a big help just because they do seem to have the receiving core for sure is a lot younger. The running backs are relatively young as well, but I just don't think Rodgers meshed with that where Jordan Love is.
Yep.
And I don't know if maybe it is a generational thing. It could be. Um, but I just think he is getting a lot better with these younger receivers than Rodgers did last year.
Yeah. And I think that also helps. It seems to me like they're trying to build chemistry all together, not just with like one receiver, right? So
Correct.
just ball distribution is just seeming to work right now for the Packers. It seems like everybody's kind of getting a piece of it.
Yep, and that's something that I like. I don't like having the like one top receiver. Like I liked when Devontae Adams was there, but I liked when like Jordy Nelson was there as well, and like when there were options or I always find it tough when it's the Justin Jeffersons, the Travis Kelce's, this and that. It seems like they're the ones that they still make plays, but they're always double covered when when it's clear that the quarterback is throwing to anyone. It's hard for the defense to know who to double cover.
I think that's one of Patrick Mahomes' uh, best deals is that he used to have a group of people, a large group of people that you could trust basically any of them because he kind of built a chemistry with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that that's why they started. He's great. I mean, he can win with Travis Kelce just like Tom could win with Gronk, but I don't know.
And yeah, let's just be honest. It would be really nice if every team could have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins on both sides.
Right. I mean, there's Tyreek and anyway. All right. So that was our teams. Did everybody get to say everything they wanted about everybody's team? I think so. So, we're going to jump into our highs and lows. We're doing highs and lows this week because if we keep going through all the games, it's going to be like 2-hour podcasts every week. We don't want to do that. So we're going to just talk about our highs and lows, just like we did last season. Let's go ahead and start with Lance. Lance, can you tell us what your highs and lows are?
Sure. Yep. So I'm gonna jump to Sunday morning over in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I don't know what happened. I get that the Washington Commanders, they're my low this week. They are coming into this game 2-0, but they just snuck out a win over the Cardinals, and then beat my Broncos last week, obviously. And Sam Howell was slinging it around. They were getting things going. All the receivers were playing really well. So I don't know what happened this week. I had to kind of go back and refresh on the stats of the game. And I don't know if it's just so much that the Commanders looked so bad this week or if the Bills just looked that good, because Sam Howell, 4 interceptions, 9 sacks. They had Antonio Gibson, running back, 1 fumble lost. Another fumble lost. Oh, it's still Gibson. But yeah, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble. I think some of those were even pick sixes. Bunch of sacks. Commanders got to get it figured out quick because the rest of their schedule is not going to be easy. They got to see the Cowboys twice yet, the Eagles twice, arguably the Giants if they can start getting it together. Commanders got to get this thing figured out now, and this was not a step in the right direction because they looked god awful on Sunday. So gonna jump over to my high, same division, over in Kansas City. The Chiefs looked like they're back. This is kind of the week that they needed to have. It was against the Bears, who are looking like the worst team in the league right now. But the Mahomes finally started clicking with the offense. He got his receivers going. His receivers that aren't named Travis Kelce. You guys were kind of mentioning that earlier. I think another big thing is they finally got the run game going. Pacheco, 15 rushes for 62 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 15 rushes, 55 yards, a touchdown each. He got a touchdown to his boy Kelce, which looks like he has a new girlfriend that was in the house. So I don't know if that was the big upside too, is the Chiefs wanted to ball out for their boy Kelce and his new girl Taylor Swift. But looks like the Chiefs are starting to put things together, which is now going to be scary for the rest of the NFL. One quick thing to point out, though, is Mahomes got hurt right before halftime. I think he only played 1 drive in the second half, and then they handed it over to Blaine Gabbert, which he didn't play particularly well. But the Chiefs didn't need Patrick Mahomes in the second half anyway. Real quick, one more thing. The offense started to click together, but I think the story of the Chiefs season so far is their defense. They are starting to play lights out. Defense getting really good for this team that was mainly offense in years past, and now they're getting a complementary defense. Look out for the Chiefs for the rest of the year.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those are good. Those are good ones. Gabe, are you ready? You got a high and low ready for us. Go ahead and hit us with your highs and lows.
Yeah, for my highs, I'm going the Cincinnati Bengals. They kind of had a rocky start, and going into this game, I know Burrow is questionable with his injury. So seeing him be able to step up and play the whole game, get away with a win, I was pretty stoked about that. Did I see this stat right? Defense didn't allow a third down conversion until the very end of the game?
I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but I believe you.
I'm I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Something like 13 pressures. So they were playing lights out. And for the lows, I've got the Jaguars. You know, I was really pulling for Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know, just to see him fall flat again against the Texans, nonetheless, was pretty disappointing.
Yeah. I think we all kind of had a high on the Jags. That's that was a tough loss. The Texans are I think I know two names on their team, their whole roster.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one. That kind of feels like a college beating an NFL team. All right. Well, I guess I'll do my highs and lows here. I'm gonna go with the. Oh, I suppose I'll go with the. I think I'm gonna go with the Colts as a high here. How about the Colts squeaking out a win against the Ravens, guys? Lance, you kind of
I
told
like
us.
it. Yeah, that was my pick of the weekend by far.
You kind of snagged one there. I'll be honest with you. I
Just
didn't expect that. I think Odell was out for this game. Is that correct?
yes.
So I mean, asterisk, but regardless, they get the win. That's a big win. Kind of makes people might start paying attention to this team, just like Lance did. Kind of seeing something.
And
Um,
big for them to win without and Richardson didn't play.
right. Yeah. So yeah, that's my high. I think my low here is gonna be the Falcons. I think that this is kind of disappointing because I had high faith in this run, and I don't know, they just have been beating teams that we didn't expect them to maybe, and I don't know. I think I'm just kind of disappointed because I wanted them to be more than they're gonna probably be. So I'm gonna put them as my low. I think that's kind of tough. To be fair, Detroit I think is good, but it I don't know. I just wanted the Falcons to be better. So those are my highs and lows. Luke, go ahead and tell us your highs and lows for the week.
Okay, I kind of an easy choice for my high. Um, I'll go with the Dolphins. Like Lance kind of brought up when he was talking about the Broncos, the Dolphins are the first team to score 70 points or more since 1966. First team in a long time with 10 touchdowns. Uh, it it's just ridiculous what they can do. Um, I mean, I was seeing stuff that towards the end of the game, it's like they were just trying to run out the clock anyways, and they still end up scoring touchdowns. Just running the ball easy and hoping to get tackled. I I've said it before in past weeks that with the amount of speed they have on that team, it's the Dolphins are just a scary team. Uh, I'm gonna jump into my low now. My low is not an NFL team, but it is going to be it's going to start with the Sunday afternoon announcers, to the Sunday night announcers, to the Monday night announcers. And it's going to come back to the Bears Jaguars and Chiefs game. Why the fuck do we care that Taylor Swift is at the game? Anybody that really watches football doesn't give a shit about Taylor Swift. And I don't care if now the NFL has more views and this and that. I don't want that bullshit Swifty cult joining in on football watching.
Yes,
Fuck them. And those announcers are annoying as shit. Didn't care for it at all. Don't care about Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Don't bring it up again.
Can I bounce off that real quick?
Bounce away.
I think that this week in football was actually very entertaining. I think that there was a lot of exciting things that happened. The Dolphins score 70. The Texans beat the Jags. I feel like that this was an exciting week. And I turned on ESPN the Monday morning, and I think for 45 minutes, that's all they talked about. That's it. What?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm with that. Let's just all cumulatively talk about the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals quickly.
I think it's... I mean, they can try and blame that their defense is so much worse because Trayvon Diggs got injured in practice. But they still have like Micah Parsons and other people on that defense that Trayvon Diggs doesn't make that defense.
Yeah, because
They can try and blame it, but it's ridiculous that one guy and now their defense sucks.
they couldn't stop the run. That's not Diggs.
No.
Diggs is a cornerback.
He doesn't do shit other than run back and forth.
I think it was almost like it was about to come for the Cardinals, something like this, because they played the Commanders tough week 1. They almost beat the Giants last week. Like they were up 20-0 on the Giants. But yeah, just how that defense did a complete 180 for the Cowboys. They forgot to play. They looked like the Broncos defense. They were having guys wide open and they were running down to the red zone. And they couldn't stop the run.
I don't think we can brag about their offense either, though. 16?
Yeah. Dak's got to figure it out. Did you guys see like that kind of that game sealing interception? He threw it directly into triple coverage when he had the rest of the end zone to target a receiver. But he threw it directly into triple coverage, and a Cardinals guy, guess what? Picked it off. So like what's Dak doing?
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to have a million interceptions this year.
Right.
He's been in the league long enough. He definitely gets paid enough. He shouldn't be making those mistakes.
And I think there wasn't there.
I thought it.
Go ahead.
I just thought it was beautiful. It made my whole week. I hope to continue to see the Cowboys play like that for the rest of the season.
This is such a typical Cowboys game. Like this is a Cowboys playoff game right here.
Oh yeah.
This is how they play in the playoffs.
Yep. Now, didn't they?
And this is why in our power rankings at the beginning of the year, I did not have them in my Super Bowl contenders because I knew shit like this is going to happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that. You think Zeke not being there kind of affects his team?
I think it gives them like a difference in the red zone, but I don't know. Pollard's running hard. It's
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that my dad noticed this because he has Pollard in fantasy, but they hit the red zone, and I don't know if it's just Pollard's gassed from running the whole field, but they pulled Pollard out in the red zone. Like I think you take him out for a play and then you get him back in there because he pounds the rock.
Yeah. I'd agree. I don't know. They need to figure shit out because losing to the Cardinals like this is not okay.
Yep.
I don't want to. I mean, the Cardinals played a good game, so we can't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
So I don't want to say oh, the Cardinals suck shit, so you cannot lose to them because I mean, they played a good game. But the caliber of players alone, if you compare them, Cowboys need to win this game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell to say about it. I just wanted to bring it up really quick because I felt like we can't let that get glossed over.
No.
All right, I think that is everybody good? Anybody else want to say anything about the NFL yet before we go into our picks?
Lance, do you want to do Lance's ball bag, or are we going to save that for next week?
Do you want me to do that now or after the picks?
Let's do our picks and then you do it after the picks.
Okay.
All right, stay tuned, everyone.
All right, we're jumping into our picks, guys.
All right, boys. So, Thursday night football. We got the Lions heading to Lambeau Field facing the Packers.
Shit, I gotta pick an order. I'll go first, and then Gabe, and then no, I go first, then Luke, then Gabe, then Lance. I'm gonna go with the in Lambeau Packers.
I am also going to go Packers, but I think the Lions are going to win. I'm choosing Packers, but I
Can we
think
pause for a second? Can we pause for a second? If you get a tie, if you call a tie, okay, you will also get an item out of you'll get an item out of the shop if you call a tie at all, ever. Gabe, I don't know if you know this, but if you get a perfect week, okay, you get something out of the Huge Sack Podcast shop.
Oh, sweet.
Resume.
I think you're up, Gabe.
Yeah, I got to go with the Lions on this one. I think they're the better team. I know it's in Lambeau, but I think the Lions take it.
All right, Luke, Gabe, I'm going to agree with you too. I'm going to go with the Lions in this one. Before we continue, sorry guys, I should probably do a score update, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, Phil, you are sadly in last place with 25.
Okay.
Gabe is next with 28. Lance had a fantastic week, I might say, because I am now tied with Luke at 30.
Oh, I'm only 5 behind. Okay.
Yeah. All right, back to the picks.
Well done, Lance.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Colts. Sunday, we got a game in London. Atlanta Falcons, technically at the Jaguars, but it is in London. 8:30 a.m. is the start time. Phil.
I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. Bounce back.
I'm going to go with the Jags. They go to London every year. Know the field better.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jags too.
Gonna go with the Jags. Bounce back. All right, we head back to America. These are the Sunday noon games. First, we got the Rams at the Colts.
I think the Colts go home and shit the bed, so I'm going to go with Rams on this one.
Rams.
Give me the Colts.
Colts got it done for me last week,
he's giving up on him like that.
Well, I can't pick them every week. They're not going to win the rest of their games.
That sure sounds like a fair weather fan.
You know what? They need to get a win at home. I'll go with the Colts too. All right, next one.
Lance, do you want to stay tied for first, or what's going on here?
All right, the Ravens at the Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one.
I think I'm gonna go Browns as well.
Browns.
Browns across the board. All right. Your Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers.
Who's worse, right? I think all four 0-3 teams are playing each other this week, so it's gonna drop down to 2. The Vikings are not gonna be one of those teams. They are winning this game.
I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings, but I hope to God Adam Thielen scores like 3 touchdowns on them.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Vikings as well.
Yeah, I think the Vikings finally get it done. I'm gonna go Vikings too. Vikings across the board.
They're just I don't know, dude. That team is just so good. To the Vikings, I feel like they're so much better than 0-3. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, they got to fix their turnover issue for sure.
Yes. Yep. All right. The Bengals at the Tennessee Titans.
Bengals keep winning for a while here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Bengals as well. Maybe they just needed the first 2 games to shake all that rust off.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals.
Titans offense has looked trash so far. I'm also going to go with the Bengals. All right. The Buccaneers are at the New Orleans Saints.
Can I ask who's playing quarterback?
I believe I don't think there's been an official announcement, but I think Carr's going to be out for a while. So I believe it is Jameis Winston versus Baker Mayfield.
I will take Baker Mayfield.
Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Yep, I am also going the Bucks. Okay.
Juicy.
Ooh, is this going to be the game of the weekend? Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills.
All right, guys. So this one is at Buffalo, but I love this Dolphins team. I am becoming a fan of the Dolphins because of this team. I gotta say the Dolphins.
I think I'm going Dolphins as well.
I think at home, I think the Bills get it done.
The teams that played the Broncos the week prior so far are 0-2. Is that going to get done? Is that going to continue? Bills defense, they're at home. I think the Dolphins scored too much last week. I think I'm going to go with the Bills. All right. Battle of probably the worst 2 teams in the NFL. My Denver Broncos at the Chicago Bears.
Hey, here's what I think. I think you can take those Bears and go buck them. I think the Broncos are going to win this one.
Lance, I'm sorry, but also I think it's funny. I think Justin Fields is going to put up 30 points against your Broncos. I'm going to go Bears.
I think the Broncos are going to bounce back. I'll take the Broncos.
I think the Bears are just a sorry, pathetic excuse of an organization right now. I think they have too many issues going on. The Broncos just have coaching and playing issues. I think the Bears got a lot more going on. I hope to God the Broncos do not lose this game. I'm taking my Broncos. Okay, let's ride. Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles.
I think the Commanders were the first team to beat the Eagles last year to end their win streak.
They were.
I don't know. That was such poor play this last weekend. I'm gonna go Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles.
Eagles across the board. All right. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Houston Texans.
I'm gonna go with the Texans, you guys.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yep, I think Pittsburgh's starting to get their offense figured out. I'm going to go the Steelers as well. All right, we're going to hop into Sunday afternoon. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Chargers.
Raiders.
Chargers.
I think the Chargers too.
I think the Chargers just need to get a win under their belt. I'm also going to take the Chargers. They got to stop going for stupid fourth down conversions, though, but Chargers. All right. The Cardinals, the Cinderella Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers.
This is the 49ers.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers.
Can the Cardinals do it 2 weeks in a row? Nah. I'm going the 49ers too.
They cannot.
All right. America's Dynasty versus America's Team. The New England Patriots at the Dallas Cowboys.
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 Yeah, Cowboys.
Cowboys bounce back. All right, Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs at the Aaron Rodgers-less New York Jets.
Chiefs are gonna smoke the Jets.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Chiefs across the board. All right, Monday Night Football. We got Seattle Seahawks at the New York G-Men.
Let me just throw this out there quick. Seattle is a sneaky good team. I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks.
Sneaky team, maybe some weeks. Is that going to be one of these weeks too? No, I'm going to go Seattle too. I can't take my Giants right now.
They're just so
All right,
bad
boys.
right now.
So bad. And Saquon is
Do we
still,
finally
I think,
have
hurt.
Do we finally have a one-game Monday Night Football again, like normal?
Yep.
We do. It is a regular one game.
Absolutely.
All
All right.
All
Let's
right.
shift over. Lance, can you give us Lance's ball bag? Tell us about your balls.
All right, everybody. Lance's ball bag. If you weren't here last week, I just kind of give you just a quick rundown exactly what happened last week. So here we go. All right. The New York Giants went out west to the Bay Area and faced the 49ers. 49ers smoked them No Saquon Barkley. New York Giants could not get any offense going. 49ers keep rolling. Tennessee Titans kind of been a sneaky team. They've been hanging around. They beat the Chargers last week. But the Cleveland Browns, they might be for real this year, and they are certainly not the Chargers. Browns smoked the Tennessee Titans. The Commanders coming off a win against Denver. I think they lost all their juice and left it out west because the Buffalo Bills absolutely smoked them. 4 turnovers for Sam Howell. Bills get the dub, 37-3. Atlanta Falcons, the sneaky good team, picking up 2 wins so far. The Detroit Lions coming off a heartbreaker overtime loss to Seattle. They get the dub at home. Lions over the Falcons. Houston Texans pull a fast one on us. 37-17. They smoke the Jacksonville Jaguars. New Orleans Saints were rolling in Lambeau Field. Then down went Derek Carr and up went the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers come back to win 18-17. New England Patriots have dominated the New York Jets so very much lately. This weekend was no different. New England gets a sack for a safety. They brutalized Zach Wilson. Patriots got the dub 15-10. Los Angeles Chargers are at the Minnesota Vikings. Both 0-2 teams searching for their first win. Chargers outlast the Vikings. Down in South Florida, my Denver Broncos traveled to South Florida, but I think they forgot that they were supposed to play a football game on Sunday because the red-hot Miami Dolphins dropped 70 on them. Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. Yikers. All right, Indianapolis Colts go to the Baltimore Ravens. No Anthony Richardson, but the Indianapolis Colts defense shuts down Lamar Jackson in the second half. It takes overtime, but the Colts upset the Ravens. Heading into Sunday afternoon, Taylor Swift is in the house. Luke doesn't care. Phil doesn't care. But the Kansas City Chiefs offense gets rolling. They smoke the Chicago Bears 41-10. Arizona Cardinals pulled a fast one against the Dallas Cowboys. They topped them 28-16. What happened, Dallas? Seattle and Carolina Panthers up in the Pacific Northwest. Pretty entertaining game. The Carolina Panthers hung around for most of the game, but the Seattle Seahawks take care of business, get the dub 37-27. Sunday Night Football. The Pittsburgh Steelers head out west to beautiful Las Vegas. Steelers get the win. Josh McDaniels has a very questionable call at the end of the game, going for a field goal when he knew he needed a touchdown. Pittsburgh Steelers outlast the Las Vegas Raiders. Monday Night Football. The Eagles head down to Tampa. They get the win, shut down Baker Mayfield. 25-11 is your final there. And a rematch of the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Los Angeles Rams are at the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, questionable if he was going to even play this game. The Bengals outlast the Rams in a game of field goals. And that was your week 3.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. So that is a huge sack podcast. Week 3 review, week 4 preview. Make sure you guys like the video. Leave a comment if you got anything to say to us. Tell us about your teams. Tell us what you guys think. Tell us what you think about what we said. Make sure that you go follow us on Instagram. Huge _sack_podcast. Yeah, and thanks for guys for watching all the way to the end. We appreciate you guys listening. You guys want to say goodbye quick?
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. Chicago Bears, fuck 'em. Let's ride.